Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Hi, Ted. And hello to you. Welcome to Card Shark. Nice to have you here. I thank you. You're very kind. Nice to have you here, Gene. And we'd like to thank for the opening poem. This was sent in. Sherry Schwerdfager sent. That's her name. Sherry Schwerdfager sent it in. We've never had a poem from Sherry Schwerdfager before. I would remember. Sherry Schwerdfager. Don't send any more in. No, I'm teasing. Sherry Schwerdfager of Parkersburg, Iowa sent that in. Watching on KWWL-TV, Channel 7. Thank you, Sherry Schwerdfager. Let's open the board and get to the cards. And Janice alone in the cards, who will meet our card shark. Hello, Bob, our champion. Nice to see you. I'm fine. Why don't you give us a little reminder about you, sir?
Well, my name's Bob Keck. I live in Pinole, California. I'm a warehouse manager for a health foods distributor in the Bay Area, and I'm happy to be here.
Nice gentleman. Happy to have you back. We're meeting your challenger for the first time. This is Sherry Schwerdfager's. This is Dada Sabatelli. Hello,
right.
Dada. Nice to have you here.
Hello.
Won't you tell us about Dada, Mama, please?
Please. My name is Dada Sabatelli. I was originally born in Munich, Germany. I now live here, and I'm a manufacturer's representative.
Ah, do you have any children?
Oh, yes, I have a daughter, and we don't speak English at home, so there's no problem.
Oh, how old's your daughter?
2.5.
How do you teach her to talk? Say Dada to Mama and say, what's a Dada?
No. See, my husband speaks Italian to her, and I speak Ukrainian to her, so we don't have that problem.
Oh, so she
Dada
doesn't?
is really Papa, so there's no problem with Daddy.
But
It's
Dada
Papa.
is Mama and Papa is Dada. I understand.
See?
Sherry Schwerdfager.
Right.
Nice to have you here. You both got the cards?
Yes, we
Here we
do.
go. We'll start the match. I'm sorry I got into that conversation with Dada. That's a cute name.
Thank you.
Bob, we start with you. Bob, we found 100 men who are top business executives, and we asked them, tell the truth. Have you ever padded your expense account? How many business executives? Very dirty laugh out there from a couple of businessmen. Get that man's name right there in the third row there. How many business executives admitted they have padded their expense account?
Well, I would say that it's probably going to be a pretty high number. I know if I have an expense account where I work, and there are times when you take a dinner somewhere that you shouldn't take and you write it off. So I would say it's going to be a pretty high number, about 76.
You still work there, Bob?
I'm not there right now.
Okay.
I'll find out later.
76 out of 100 business executives admitted they have.
Yeah.
Higher or lower, Donna?
I've done it too, but I hope most people don't. Lower, please.
Lower than that?
Lower.
If
Yeah.
it's lower, you'll play your cards. If not, it'll be Bob with his. Hit it right on the head anytime, a $500 bonus. The actual number of business executives who have padded their expense account is 33. Donna's right. It's lower. 33. Donna starts off the match with a 5.
Higher, please.
He's going to play it higher? No. And that gives Bob a free chance to play a 10.
Lower.
Lower than a 10. A 6.
Higher.
Risking it higher. An 8.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. A 10.
Freeze.
Wow. Bob got a crack at those cards and moved almost all the way across the board. Dada, now it's a fact, but some women receive professional training from psychiatrists to become licensed sex therapists. And they have sex with male patients to help those men with their problems. Mm-hmm. So that's the name, sex therapist. No lights or anything like that? I mean, that's just, okay. So we asked 100 married men, if your wife could earn $1,000 a week working at that type of job, would you let her? How many men would let their wife work as a licensed sex therapist?
Being a surrogate. I'm hoping most men prefer their wives just for themselves. So even the money's not that much. 10.
10 out of 100 would let their wife work at that job.
I wouldn't let my wife work at it. $1,000 a week, though, that's a lot of money. Connie, maybe you got a new job, honey. I'm going to go just a little bit higher.
Just a little higher. Little greed entered into that, Bob.
$1,000, that's a lot of bucks.
It's a legitimate job. Let's find out. The actual number of men who would let their wife work as a sex therapist is 18.
All right.
18. That's $1,000 overrode. You've got a 10, Bob.
Change that card, please.
You win the question. You can change the base card, and a big change for Bob with a queen.
All right, go lower.
For the first game of the match, is it lower? Yes.
All right.
Bob did a good change, and he has game 1. $100 for the champion added to his winnings. We'll clear the board, set up same 2 decks of cards. Next card's off the top of the deck. Starting game 2 with a question to Bob. Bob, we asked 100 people, if there were a time machine? This is very interesting. Listen, at 100 people, if there were a time machine that could take you 100 years into the future, but it could never bring you back, would you want to go? How many people would want to travel 100 years into the future if they could never come back?
You're right. That's an interesting question. I would have to say, scientists and people like that, I think would really enjoy a trip like that. But I wouldn't want to go. I got a wife and babies at home. If I could never see them again, that'd really shake me up. I say it's going to be a pretty low number, about 21.
21 out of 100 would want to go 100 years into the future.
He's close.
To stay.
Oh, he's close. But I hope it's lower. I'd miss those babies and things.
Even lower than that.
It's lower.
You probably both hit on the big thing is your loved ones. The actual number of people who would want to travel 100 years into the future if they knew they could never come back is 14. It is lower. Dada has it. Yeah, those loved ones are so important to all of us. Dada, you've got a 5.
Change that 5.
And the 5 she changes to a 10.
Doubled it.
Lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no. Dada still has no luck with the cards. Bob, a free chance at a 7.
Higher.
Higher than a 7. Jack.
Lower.
Lower than a jack. Oh, no, an ace. Cards turn against the champion. Janice fills in the spaces, and we'll be back with question 2 in this game right after this. Yeah, talking about a couple of nice people there. Game 1 going to Bob the champion, and we're in the middle of game 2. As a matter of fact, we're going to start question 2 to Dada. Dada, we asked 100 Sunday school teachers, is it wrong for a man to divorce his wife just to marry another woman? How many Sunday school teachers said it is wrong for a man to divorce his wife to marry another woman?
That's what my husband did. Is it wrong for a man to divorce his wife to marry another woman?
That's terrible. I'm sorry
But
to
I'm
hear.
not a Sunday school teacher. I would think Sunday school teachers wouldn't be over 25 that said it's all right.
25. No, how many say it's wrong?
Oh, 75.
75 out of 100. She's good in math, too. 75 out of 100 say it's wrong for a man to divorce his wife to marry another woman.
Well, I divorced my first wife and married my second wife, but I didn't do it to marry my second wife. So I was thinking it's going to be a little bit lower than that.
Lower than that. The actual, well, we found some interesting stuff. The actual number of Sunday school teachers who said it's wrong for a man to divorce his wife just to marry another woman is 87. Not lower. It's even higher. Yeah, I don't think they think that's a good reason to do it. And now we can change that 10 to a 6.
Oh, higher, please.
Higher than a 6? Yeah, she finally got
Lower,
one.
please.
Lower than a queen, a 3.
Higher, please.
Higher than a 3. Oh, no.
I don't
Dada has no luck with the cards. Bob doesn't mind at all. A free chance with
I
a
want to
7.
go lower this time.
Against the odds, he's right with a
I
6.
go higher.
Higher than a 6. No. But Bob had some intuition there for a while. Question 3.
Wow.
Going to you, Bob. Bob, we asked 100 garbage men. Have you found that rich people have more interesting trash than poor people? How many garbage men have found that rich people have more interesting trash?
I don't know anything about garbage. It would seem to me that rich people's garbage would be a little more interesting. Maybe they might have a little party or something. The caviar and champagne bottles. So I would have to say it's going to be a pretty fair, high number, about 64.
64 out of 100 garbage men say the rich people more interesting.
If I were a garbage man, I wouldn't even bother looking at the garbage. I think it's lower.
Lower than that. The actual number of garbage men who have found that rich people have more interesting trash than poor people is 60, just a little lower. Dada has it. And Dada, you're looking at a 6.
Please change it.
He wants to change it to 6 to a 3.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. An ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace at 9.
Please.
The first time Dada's got a little bit
Please.
across the board there. And a great time to do it because this is sudden death with Dada needing 2 cards and Bob needing 4. Someone's going to have to win it right here. Dada, 2 of the biggest fads ever to hit college campuses were swallowing live goldfish and streaking through a crowd of strangers completely nude. So we asked 100 men, if you were forced to do one or the other, which would you choose? How many men would rather streak naked through a crowd of goldfish? No, I'm sorry. How many men would rather streak through a crowd of strangers?
Oh, that's high. I'd rather streak than swallow a live fish. I would think about 62.
62 out of 100 would rather streak.
I think it's going to be just a little bit higher.
Higher than that.
Who wants to eat fish?
The actual number of men who would rather streak nude through a crowd is 69. It is just a little bit higher. control, but you need 4 cards while she needs 2.
Dada, please.
All right, Dada, you got the pressure on. You're near the middle with a 9. You must get both cards to stay in the match.
Lower, please.
Lower than a 9. Oh, no, an 8. Wins it. Dada just could not get on track with those cards at all. You were very good over here, but over there did you in. Dada, thank you so much for joining us. Much good for you. Dada Sabatelli. And Bob Keck, come on down here with me. Now, Bob. Last time you went for the big money. Cards went against you. This time we're going to see if we can really get them rolling for you, all right? He's got $400. He's going for a lot more right after this commercial break.
Try that.
Our audience was talking here with Gene Wood during the break, and somebody asked him about the $1,000 a week as a sex therapist, and Gene said, sure, he'd be willing to pay that much. Did you cut the cards, Bob?
Yes, I did.
Let's get over and play those money cards. Here we go. All right, Bob, let's have some good luck over here. We're all with you. $200 of new money. 3 cards on the bottom line to bet as you will. When you move up to the second level, we had another $200 of betting money. We give you 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half the money. And here we want to give you every opportunity. You don't lose on a double. We'll carry it over for you. Good luck, Bob. Here's $200. You can change the base card if you need to. Thank you, Lois. Let's start them off with a goodie. A 2 is a great one. Right away, trying to double it. 400 if this is higher than a 2. And it is with a 5.
I'll bet $200 higher.
Half the money on a 5. 200 higher.
Oh.
Down to 200.
I want to bet it all higher.
Let's get it to 400. Higher. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now, Bob, worst card in the deck's move it up, but we're going to give you another 200.
Oh, change that card.
Got 600. And on this level, Bob will play
An 8.
an 8.
I'm going to bet $50 higher.
Let's see a good one. Minimum bet, $50. Higher. Oh, a great card.
Great card.
A great
I'm
card.
bet it all higher.
I know it sounded funny for me to say, oh,
Great.
good, but for $50, you bought the
I'll
best
take it
cards
for a
you could
deuce
get.
anytime.
$550.
I bet it all higher.
Trying to double it higher. Yeah.
I bet
$1,100.
$50 higher.
$50 higher than a 7. High enough. $11.50. Now, Bob, big decision. Want the 10?
Change the card, please.
All right, let's see a good one for Bob with a big bet.
Please.
$11.50. A king.
I'm gonna bet it all lower.
All right. He went for it all the last time and it didn't work. He's trying it again. Trying to double.
No ways.
$1,150 lower than a king.
No!
Only card in the deck that could hurt him. Bob?
Well, this is good for the... I don't know what
It's not good for anything, Bob. Come on down here.
I'm trying to be
It's
nice
not
about
good.
this.
It's not good for the soul. It's not good for the character. It's lousy. You had terrible luck, and we don't want to talk about it anymore. We'll be back with a new challenger in a moment.
Info.
In 2 brand new decks of cards and a new challenger on Card Shark. Hello, Janine. Nice to meet you. Why don't you tell us about you?
I'm Janine Van Dusen. I live in Arcadia, California. I'm a full-time student studying nursing, and I Miss International Banana Club.
You are what?
Miss International Banana Club.
I thought Sherry Schmerdfager was Miss International Banana Club. Miss, how do you get elected Miss International Banana?
I was chosen
That's
by the top banana.
the top banana. Oh, you're right in the mood for this game there. Chiquita himself, I see. Janine, nice to have you here with
Thank
us.
you.
You're a very lovely lady. I can see why you'd be chosen Miss something. You cut your cards?
Yes, I did.
Here we go. And we start the match. Best 2 out of 3 with a question to Bob. Chiquita himself. We asked 100 bachelors. Bob, is there any intimate article of woman's clothing in your apartment that you can't return because you can't remember who it belongs to? How many bachelors said yes?
Well, I would say that's going to be a fairly high number because a lot of bachelors got a lot of girlfriends and they're in and out all the time. And I would say it's probably going to be around 64.
64 out of 100 bachelors have had that
I agree
happen.
with his analogy. They have a lot of girls there, and they're bound to forget whose is what. So I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that.
A little higher than that, even more. I know that Gene Wood, that happened to him, and he got out of it. He wears pantyhose.
Oh.
He has worn those pantyhose ever since his wife found them in the glove compartment of his car. Said, who do they belong to? He said, me. 64 and higher. The actual number of bachelors who said there is intimate woman's clothing they can't return because they can't remember who it belongs to is 16, not higher, it's lower. Oh, the tension built on that one for a moment. Bob starts off this match with an ace. An ace. Now an ace. Lower than an ace. A 9.
Please.
First time you liked an ace,
That's
Bob.
the first good ace I've had since I've been here.
Oh, Janine, bite your tongue. Janine, recently a woman won almost $300,000 in Las Vegas, but had to pay over half of it in taxes. That's a fact. So we asked 100 United States congressmen in Washington, D.C., should the income tax laws be changed so that when someone gets a once-in-a-lifetime lucky break like this, the tax man should have to keep his hands off? How many congressmen said the law should be changed so once-in-a-lifetime winners receive a tax break?
That's the whole thing. It is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and here it's their day of glory, and they're taking it half away. So I think congressmen can see that. If they were in Vegas, too, I'm sure they've gone. So I think it's going to be, what?
Yeah, how many say they should change the law?
I think it's going to be 64 said they should.
64 out of 100 say they should get that break.
I think those guys sit up there in Congress and look for ways to make money and spend it. There's no doubt about it. I think it's going to be a little bit lower.
Lower than that. The actual number of congressmen who said the law should be changed so once-in-a-lifetime winners receive a tax break is 2. You're right, Bob. You are only 2.
I know they're cheapskates.
Wow, cheapskates, he says. Yeah, Bob, you got a 9.
That card.
Now he wins the question. He can change it. A 6.
Higher.
Higher than a 6. An 8.
Freeze.
Bob's halfway across the board there, and the question goes to Bob. Bob, we asked 100 married women, if a woman has a stronger sex drive than her husband, does she have a right to take a lover on the side?
Can you tell me who you asked this question of again?
Married women.
Married women.
Married women. How many of those married women said, if a woman has a stronger sex drive than her husband, she does have a right to take a lover?
I don't think married people should take lovers either at any time. And I think it's going to be a fairly low number. I'm going to say probably about 15.
15 out of 100 felt that way. The married women, Janine.
I agree with that, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that.
A little higher. Yeah, the fact that we asked the women, let's find out. 15 and higher. The actual number of women who said if a woman has a stronger sex drive than her husband, she does have a right to take a lover is 12, not higher, it's lower. Bob was right. Yeah, I don't think anybody has that right. Bob, you got an 8.
Change that card.
Now we can get rid of that middle card.
And get
another 8.
Holy mackerel. Higher.
Higher than an 8. A 9.
I'll freeze.
And now, as he freezes, Bob needs 1 card. Janine hasn't turned over a card yet, and it is sudden death. Janine, we asked 100 people, do you think the current crime wave could be controlled if only the courts would start handing down harsher prison sentences to convicted criminals? How many people do think the crime wave could be controlled with harsher sentences?
I think, of course, it would if they realize the penalty, but right now you can go out and do a terrible crime and get on probation in 10 years. So I think if the rules were stricter, they'd watch it a bit. So I think it's going to be, how many?
Yeah, how many say that the crime wave would be controlled if we gave harsher sentences?
77.
77 out of 100.
I totally agree with Janine, and I'll say it's even higher.
Even higher than that. The actual number of people who think the crime wave could be controlled with harsher sentences is 78! All right, Bob needs 1 card. Janine has yet to turn over a card.
Pass it to Janine.
Janine, you've got to go all the way. We're going to give you a big advantage. We'll turn the first card over for you.
Thank you.
Janine starts with a jack, and here we go.
Lower,
she says. A 2. Higher than a 2. A king. Lower than a king. A 10. Is it lower? No. Bob wins it. Janine got all the way to the last card and could not do it. Game 1 to the champion. We'll be right back. That's all the time we have for now. We're going to give Janine and Bob some time off because for the next 3 weeks on Card Sharks, we'll be featuring some of your favorite celebrities playing for charity. And included among them will be Marianne Mobley, Marsha Wallace, Avery Schreiber, Greg Malavy, Meredith McCrae, Bill Daly, Ross Martin, and Vicki Lawrence. And they're going to win money for some of their favorite charities. And in addition, the top winner from this group will win an added $25,000 bonus for his or her favorite charity. So I hope you'll be with us for some very exciting programs over the next 3 weeks on Card Sharks. Some great stars playing for some great charities. So thank you for joining us. As always, join us with the celebrities next time on Card Sharks. Bye-bye for now.
play some rock and roll. Just tune in and play.
Weekends at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Taunton production.